Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome to the second video in a 4-part mini-series with myself and Adam as we react to my predictions for the upcoming season, or for last season rather, in League 1, League 2, Championship, Premier League. We've already done League 2. Video will be down in the description below if you want to go and check that out. But if you're here for League 1, let's just take a little bit of a sit back. Let's get a cuppa. Let's reminisce. Let's find out what happened in League 1. So, as you can see, the table on the right-hand side is how the league table finished. Same as the last video. If you haven't seen it, as I said, link will be in the description. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the table bit by bit. If I predicted a team to finish in 24th place and they finish in 21st, you'll see a green arrow with number 3 plus on it, just to indicate how much better or worse they did compared to my predictions. And if I got one right, it's going to be nothing next to it. Doesn't happen very often. But first of all, let's talk about League 1. What an absolutely crazy season, absolutely ballistic. You know, we just literally said it a couple of minutes ago off camera. 3 games before the end of the season, it was like a 12-horse race to see who was actually going to get relegated from the division. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, sad times for the teams that had to actually go. They're like all the way through, hedging their bets, seeing if they can do it, trying to get the wins.
Yeah,
it's going to come down to teams playing each other at that point and just seeing who falls. And unfortunately for me, I think a couple of big teams went.
Yeah, there was
a couple of big teams have gone.
Massive teams. You know, there's a club the size of Bradford, Walsall, Plymouth. You know, I mean, I'm donning one of their retro hoodies on at the moment. You know, I like Plymouth. It's a very weird season. Very weird season. You know, a top 5 probably as you would have predicted maybe at the beginning of the season, but we've had a dramatic finish in terms of last-minute goal for Charlton in the playoff final. That was crazy to watch. Absolutely insane. But yeah, let's just get into the predictions, shall we? So, this is what I predicted to be the bottom teams. Now, as you can see, horrifically wrong with every single one. I predicted Accrington, Wycombe, Rochdale and Doncaster to get relegated, and not a single one of them did. In fact, Accrington finished 10 places above what I predicted. Doncaster got into the playoffs, for crying out loud, and Rochdale and Wycombe were in that chase to get relegated. So
you bet against Accrington. What are you doing?
Well, I like Wycombe. I really.
What are you doing?
I really like Wycombe, but I honestly saw the fact that they had so many experienced players in their team, and I just took that as right, where's the energy? Where's the youth? But then they signed so many good young players that I didn't, to be honest, know a huge amount about. It backfired. The experienced players done the bits, you know, and
that's the problem with this league.
Yeah,
it's youth people you don't know about, or people that have been in the game about 20 years.
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy. You don't get the middle, because the people that are in the middle of that are playing the next level above, and
But an incredible season for Doncaster as well. Neil McCann, Neil McCann, I can't remember his name now. McCann, who got let go by Peterborough as their manager, took over as Doncaster manager, plays such good football, such attacking, passing football, and has managed to get them into the playoffs. Obviously, again, they didn't get to the final, but incredible season. We'll swiftly move on from these to reveal the rest of the bottom half of the table. And again, there's one result in there that I got correct, which was Bristol Rovers finishing in 15th. So, hat off to myself on that one. Well done. Finally got one correct. But again, I predicted Blackpool to have a poor season. They've done amazingly well, again, considering all the problems that they had.
Horror show at Blackpool for a few years, and it carried on into this season.
Terrible.
The silly protests have carried on, like the fans are making their feelings known.
Yeah, fair play to them. You know, fair play.
On the pitch, they have ground out the results, and in this league, with how tight it's been, I think a 10th place finish is a huge success for them.
Yeah, brilliant. And the owner is now gone. They've got the fresh start. Who knows what's going to happen? The crowds are back, and that's the most important thing at this level. You can't keep operating on a 3,000 or 4,000 fan base in the stadium that size. So yeah, fantastic for Blackpool. Gillingham, I didn't really see how Gillingham were going to improve much on last season, but they did quite well. But I think next season is going to be a struggle. They've already been linked to the fact that some of their big-time players are actually going. You've just signed their goalkeeper, who's an Ipswich fan, by the way. He just signed their goalkeeper. I think they're going to struggle next season. But again, they've done quite well this season, so what do I know? AFC Wimbledon and Walsall. Walsall was the big one. Obviously, they got relegated.
Yeah, I'm a follower of Wimbledon in terms of what they've managed to achieve and how things have gone for them. Huge turnaround.
Yep.
I'm so pleased they stayed in the division, because looking at the strength of the division at the start of the season, I thought they would struggle. I wouldn't have even been as generous as you were.
Well, again, at the beginning of the season, they were cut off adrift by quite a lot, but again, managed to turn it around. Willie Downs went in there, old West Ham coach, and has done a really, really good job. Quite understated, just got on with the job. No, he's not a fancy manager that comes out with different quotes, etc. Just gets on and did the business. Fleetwood, they did quite well. Again, had Joey Barton in charge for his first season. We won't mention the incident at Barnsley, or the alleged incident at Barnsley. Calm yourself. But he's got, again, good blend of experience and youth. And a club the size of Fleetwood, he's done well to finish in the top half. As far as I'm concerned,
I'm loving all of these ex-players of our younger days, like now coming through management. It's exciting for me.
When it happens on Football Manager, and you're just like, that's just unrealistic.
Yeah.
And now it's actually happening. It just makes you feel so old. It really, really does. Coventry doing really well. Again, just outside the playoffs. Amazing season again, considering all the problems that are going on.
I was going to say their problems are still going on. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, the amount of clubs, we haven't done much of this whole project so far, and the amount of clubs we're picking out that have had huge problems this season.
It's disgusting. Honestly, it's disgusting how owners just feel that they can treat a football. I'm not going to get into it in this video because I'll just be here all day. We're already 6 minutes in. Bradford, obviously, I predict they finish 13th. Got relegated. Horrible season. Horrible season. I always thought, no matter what time I was looking at the table in the year, I was like, right, well, they're just going to win a couple of games to get out of it. They'll win a couple of games to get out of it. And it never happened. It didn't happen. They just kept dropping.
Bradford, for me, are not a League One team. So to see them now drop to League Two, where does that change?
Dean Windass, Benito Carboni, do you know what I mean? Those kind of players. Just
CMO 102 gods.
Yeah, exactly. just terrible. But yeah, I'm sure they'll bounce back, and they've just signed a young lad today, Tyler French, from AFC Sudbury, a team in our neck of the woods. So I'm really happy with that. Let's look at the rest of the league then. So this is what I predicted for the rest of the teams outside of the playoffs. Shrewsbury and Scunthorpe finished a lot lower than what Shrewsbury suffered with the fact that Paul Hurst left. Let's get away from that, and it took them a while to get over it. But they finished, they survived.
They picked up second half of the season again, though.
Yeah, they did.
They found some unity again, because they didn't only let's be honest, they didn't only lose Paul Hurst. They lost some of their key players.
Yeah, they did.
He took some of the squad with them, and he got the whole team fell apart a bit, and Paul Hurst got a lot of flack from their supporters for doing that. He
did. But so they survived, but Scunthorpe relegated. Again, just one of those teams that were in that cluster of couldn't get themselves out of it. It's sad. It's sad. And especially with the news that's going on about the actual town as well, and steel jobs going. It's just not a good time. Not a good time. Burton. I predicted they would finish 10th. They finished 9th. I'm counting that as a win. Luton, what a season. What a season. And I thought when Nathan Jones left, now they're going to crumble. But Mick Harford just came in and just went, I've got this. Don't worry, lads, I've got this. And he pushed them on.
I was going to say, he did push them on to an incredible season that was quite comfortable in the end. Mm-hmm. Like, in terms of the way they managed it, like they were grinding out good results, consistently. I mean, it's the only way you're going to win a league, so it sounds a bit obvious, but they did so well, and it was one of those teams where I kind of expected them to have a bit of a jitter and fall apart. I honestly didn't believe they'd have it in them to go the whole season. They've proven a lot of people wrong. I'm excited to watch them next season in the Championship.
Yeah, and they've got a new stadium on the horizon as well. Yeah. So only good things happening at Luton.
Big times there.
Southend, just about survived. Kevin Bond came in and did a brilliant job towards the end of the season. They've given him a new contract. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Had a couple of injury issues there as well, I think, at Southend.
Yeah, bringing in Chris Powell didn't work. You can reminisce and you can have a club legend back at the club, but I know, having had Brian Gunn as our manager, it doesn't always work. you've got to go with the tried and tested. Kevin Bond's a good assistant manager. He's done well as his first kind of major club and stint. Peterborough, the second correct prediction in this one. I just didn't see them quite getting into the playoffs. Turns out I was right. So that's 2 correct predictions. That's actually more than the whole of League Two. So
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, good for Peterborough though. Like, I think it's a good position. They still seem to be churning out good players year after year.
They are the masters of picking out non-league talent to go on and push on to the next level.
An absolute factory for it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I love Peterborough and I just love what they stand for as a club. So yeah, well done to those guys. And then this is top of the table. Right, I'm going to go with immediately into the ones that did really poor. Plymouth. I thought they were going to have an absolutely brilliant season. Derek Adams, I thought, right, he's done well last season. He's going to build on that. Great. Complete opposite. He had an absolute mare. And it got towards the end, you know, they sacked him when, you know, with a game to go, they sacked him. And I just thought, right, well, if you think you're going down, just give him the last game.
Football's football's fickle, though, like, and success is just a moment in time. Like more than in any other sport in a way.
Yeah.
And Plymouth are a good example of that. Like you say, we thought they'd build from last season. I think we were talking about Plymouth actually last season.
Yeah,
and this
we
has
did.
happened.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah, not good for them. Unfortunately.
And as I said, I'm donning their, as I said, I've donned their hoodie. I like Plymouth. I'm just sad to see it really. Oxford. This is the second time I've predicted Oxford to finish in the playoffs on the channel. And every year they've let me down. Do you know what, Oxford fans? I'm predicting you to get relegated next season. So hopefully things might start actually improving because it's just, again, it's been another transitional season. That's all I can put it as. Another transitional season because they were doing really bad. And then...
How many of those transitional seasons can you have though?
Well, this is it. How long does it keep going on? But let's talk about the good ones, right? So Barnsley... promoted. I predicted them to finish in the playoff. I knew they were going to do well this season, but they've done really, really well. Yeah. Again, kept hold of the majority of their squad that went down. Did really well. Signed some great players. They're going to be a good addition to the Championship. I don't think they're just going to go in there and just be, we're happy to survive. I think they're actually going to do.
Yeah, I think they're going
to do all right.
They're back to the level where I feel they belong and can compete well.
Yeah, I agree.
Very, very well followed club.
Yeah,
so that'll be good.
Exactly. Portsmouth, just, you know, again, it's another step closer to what they want to be doing. They're gradually, do it. I know. But they're gradually building it, and, you know, to get into the playoffs is an improvement on last season. Who knows? Next season, if they can keep Kenny Jackett, they might...
It feels like the slowest recovery of a giant ever. Yeah. Every season, it's just a little edge closer. Next season, I think they probably will, to be completely honest. But I feel gutted for him, to be honest.
But everybody who goes down the gym knows, Adam, it's all about small gains. You don't just go down there and bulk up straight away.
Every day is leg day.
Yeah, we'll go with that as well. And then I predicted Charlton and Sunderland to go up as in the top 2. They both finished in the playoffs and had a hell of a final. It was a great game. With a superb end, and congratulations to Charlton. Honestly, we were just talking about it off camera. You said it's actually going to be a horrible, poor result for Sunderland.
Like the worst, and it's not just because they've lost in the playoff final. Let's get that out of the way. That's not why it's a poor result. Things like parachute payments are coming to an end. They still have players on stupid contracts.
Aidan McGeady.
Like people are going to have to go out the door now, and a rebuild season happens.
Yeah.
Everyone can be fairly honest knowing that a rebuild season doesn't mean a promotion season as well. Those are two difficult things to get together because you're gelling a lot of players together and probably finding a new way to play. I think this next season for Sunderland, although they've got more financial clout than the rest of the league, in fact a large majority of it put together, I think that it could be very difficult and fans are going to have to get used to a big transition.
Yeah. For me, I think the complete opposite. I think this was a far more important result for Charlton, considering the issues that they've got going on at their club. Again, with poor owners, I think if they would have not got promoted this year, they would have basically just had to rip up the entire club and completely start from scratch again. Rely solely on youth players. They've got next to no money. The promotion, I think they're going to struggle next season. Realistically, I think they are going to struggle. I can't see, unless they get a new owner, where the investment's going to come from. They've got some good players, but I just don't see... You know, I don't want to be talking like this considering they've just got promotion, but I think
The monetary difference is about £7 million, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
So it's going to be hard because that money's going to have to go a long way.
Yeah.
With Charlton.
And the Championship is just a Premier League 2 now. It's so much money in the Championship. You've got to spend in order to do well. But
we'll cover that.
We'll cover that in the next video. But yeah, unbelievable season. As said, it's so close. It's unbelievably tight. Any one of those teams that finished near the bottom could have been relegated. It was just a case of who picked up the right results at the right time towards the end of the season. But yeah, crazy league, absolutely insane league. I was more gripped by this than the Premier League this season, and I'm not just saying that. This league caught my attention so many weekends.
There's a lot of instances of so close but so far away with what clubs managed to achieve.
Definitely.
There's clubs in there doing pretty stunning things, really, considering their size.
Yeah.
And then there's clubs, considering their size, have really had a howler.
Yeah, definitely. But again, who do you support in this division? Let me know what you thought on your season. Are you happy with it? Did it go well? Did it not go well? Are the owners frustrating you? Did the manager frustrate you? What happened in your season? Let us know down in the comment section below. Me and Adam want to start interacting with more fans from the Football League. This is predominantly a non-league channel, so if you want to check out some of the stuff that me and Adam actually produce on the channel, check out some of the videos. The playlist will all be in the description below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button for more content. We're going to be reacting to Championship and the Premier League ones next. Ipswich and Norwich fans here, this is going to be fun. I'll see you in the next one. Until next time,
Adios.